Hello, I'm Shannon Skinner, and this is Extraordinary Women TV. My guest today is Meifang Zhang. She is a Chinese Deputy Consul General based in Toronto, and we're going to be talking about diplomatic relations, so really looking forward to this one. Later in the segment, before we take a break, I'll have my regular Good to Know Minute when I ask my guests for their top success tip. You're going to hear Meifang's. Meifang, hello.
Hello, Shannon. It's really my privilege and pleasure to appear in your show.
Oh, it's so lovely to have you. Now, your name is a beautiful name. What is the significance of it?
Yeah, it's a very Chinese name, and actually I was born and bred in Shanghai. That's why the name is very Shanghainese, what we call. Mm-hmm. So the real English meaning behind it is called beautiful flower.
Beautiful flower.
And also the fragrance of the flower.
Yes, I love it. Now, you're a diplomat. I mean,
yes,
this is really what your role is.
Yes.
What does a diplomat do? I mean, it's so mysterious to me, and it must be to others. But let's talk about, what is the role of a diplomat?
Well, in a broader sense, a diplomat is to promote the excellent and friendly relations between China and also other countries in the world. Let's say I'm here, that's why one of my roles here is to promote amicable, friendly relations between the Chinese people as well as the Canadian peoples and the people here in Toronto in particular, because I'm based myself here in Toronto. And besides, our role here is also to promote economic and trade, financial, educational, cultural, and other fields exchanges and cooperation between our two countries. And also, we are here to enhance the mutual understanding and friendship between the two peoples of our two great countries. We also try to enable our Canadians to have a better understanding of the Chinese culture and the Chinese people as well.
Right. Wow. What does a day for you look like on the job?
Well, day to day is very different. Sometimes it can be, lots of desk work, and sometimes it can be entire activities out, including today. I'm out having great fun with you to attend the Extraordinary Woman TV show, and this is something which I'm really looking forward to. And right now I'm with you, and I cannot wait to share with you some of my views and ideas vis-a-vis how to be a Chinese woman diplomat.
So was this, a difficult career path as a woman in China? I mean, you began really your career as an interpreter and attaché. But what were the challenges for you at that time?
It's really a good question. As you know, that in China we have almost 1.3 billion Chinese, and perhaps even more nowadays. So there is lots of competition, and in order to become a civil servant or become a diplomat, especially a woman diplomat in particular, out of 1.3 billion Chinese, we have only less than 2,000 Chinese women diplomats. So you could imagine how difficult it could be, the entire process, in order to become a very successful woman diplomat. As just now you mentioned, I started my diplomatic career as an official interpreter and translator. So I was specially trained. So my role was to provide English services to our Chinese leaders during their official trips abroad, for our former president, former prime minister, and also former ministers during their official trips abroad. When I say former, meaning that I'm no longer an English interpreter and translator nowadays. And also I did provide English services to the visiting heads of states and government during their official trips here in China. So
did you get to see a lot of the world?
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah.
So I had the chance to travel to 5 continents, over 100 countries and regions around the world. The most exciting thing is to meet all successful, influential and also important people around the world. Let's say politicians, statesmen, successful business entrepreneurs. Every day you meet different people. So this is one of the exciting part of our life, is to meet people, to understand its cultures, to understand their history, and to make friends with people all over the world. Now I'm here, I have so many Canadian friends.
And was there someone who stands out in your mind as a person who excited you the most that you met as you were traveling the world, or even here? Is there one person that stands out and you said, oh my God, I'm so glad I met this movie star or someone?
Yes, you're right. Because I'm a diplomat, I did have a chance to attend lots of functions. Just let's say 2 years ago, the G20 summit was held here,
right.
And a Chinese president was here. So I was really lucky to become one of the team members to greet our president. So while he was here in Toronto, he was supposed to meet US President Obama and the Russian President, and Japanese Prime Minister, President from Indonesia, the UN Secretary General during his stay here in Toronto. So I had a chance to meet these all great statesmen. So I thought, wow, these are the real statesmen. Before that, I thought that I only meet them on TV, not in real persons. So that was really something impressive and striking. Something which, I mean, could really inspire you. Wow, they are, they look, very friendly. As a matter of fact, when they did meet you around the corridor before they entered the meeting rooms, they could say hi to you. Yeah, very nice, but very impressive. Yes, to me, I think they are all statesmen and politicians of charisma.
Oh, yeah, they've mastered charisma, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes.
So, what do you love about your job most, then?
Well, I think that my job has many factors, let's say. One aspect of the life is to meet different people every day. As I mentioned, while I'm here, I did have a chance to meet different politicians, officials, MPs, MPPs, city councillors. On the other hand, I'll meet interesting, successful entrepreneurs, business people, and also elites from economic, from trade, from fashion, women fashion, from cinema. You can meet really people from all walks of life. As you know, that China's economy is booming, and China's GDP has become world's second largest. So lots of people from worlds over want to do business with China, which really offers great opportunities to meet different people and to make China known to our friends, to our people throughout the whole world.
Now, there's a big community of Chinese Canadians based in Toronto, of course in Canada, but specifically in Toronto. We were talking earlier, there's 650,000 Chinese Canadians based in Ontario, Manitoba, or is that just the GTA area?
Yes, you are right that in Toronto we do have a huge Chinese Canadian community. Actually, it's within our jurisdiction. It should be both cover GTA as well as Manitoba. So it should be over, I believe, 650,000 Chinese Canadian communities here, which are very impressive. They have been
citizens, 650,000 citizens
here. Yeah, they have been doing a great job here. To me, I think they really serve as a unique bridge and linking the peoples of both here as well as the people back in China. They also serve as a link to promote economic and trade, cultural, financial, educational, cinema, etc. between our two countries. I think their role is really unique, and because they speak both languages, both Mandarin, Cantonese, and also English. So what we call them like the people-to-people ambassador. So they really play an important role to promote people-to-people exchanges and cooperation. This is something normally we cannot do, because the two countries are too huge. We cannot reach out every field to do the job. So we are very proud of the achievements they have made so far. So especially in terms of the promotion of the economic development, and make huge contributions to the building of the harmonious communities here. So we're really, really very proud of them. Let's say the Honorable Prime Minister Stephen Harper has just completed his second successful state visit to China. So during his visit, I was very proud to see 4 Chinese who were very much honored to join Prime Minister's trip to China.
Now, Meifang, we are going to take a quick break, and before we do, it's my good to know minute, and I know you've got a great success tip to share with my viewers, so jump right in there. What's your top success tip?
Okay, as you know, I'm from the East, very much influenced by China's 5,000 years of history and culture. But to me, I think to be successful, first of all, you must have a very clear-cut goal. And then, for instance, I wanted to be a diplomat when I was a little girl. And then, once you are a diplomat, and then in every stage, you must have a very specific goal in every stage of your life. Because to be a diplomat, you started from scratch. You started from attaché, third secretary, second secretary, first secretary, and now where I am now, the counselor equivalent to the deputy consul general. And then there are still many ways ahead. Let's say we have the minister counselor, minister and master. So that's really a ways ahead to strive forward to reach my another goal in life.
So have goals.
Oh yes, have goals. And also action is also important. To have goal is really important in life, but to me, I think the most important thing is to do it. Action is really the prerequisite for being a success. So let's say no pains, no gains. Without hard working, nothing would come, naturally. So action is also important, and also to me, try to sum up the experiences which you have done in the past. This is also important.
Well, thank you so much for that, and we're going to pick it up after the break.
Okay.
We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more with Meifang Zhang. So stay with us. Hello, I'm Shannon Skinner, and I'm speaking with Meifang Zhang, who is the Chinese Deputy Consul General based here in Toronto. We're talking about diplomatic relationships between Canada and China. And with 650,000 Chinese Canadian residents in the GTA in Manitoba, that's a lot. That's a big population.
It is.
And we were talking about there are 60 Chinese media outlets here. That's an awful lot of media.
It is. It is.
Why is there such a strong interest in big industry?
This is really a good question, because that Canada is world's most famous country for immigration, and Canada is also famous for multiculturalism, and this is the foundation and also the basis for which the Chinese media will develop and grow. So especially in recent years, we do have seen an increasing number of the Chinese media and the Chinese magazines, TV stations, and etc. I'm very much impressed about the situation and also the achievements which they have made so far. As you mentioned, that we have 60 Chinese media outlets, and in fact, maybe we have some small ones.
Right.
Yeah, they do produce their magazines, newspapers, but free of charge.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's paid, and then there's the free of charge ones.
That's true, that's true.
Now, something that was interesting that you had said earlier was that since the start of Canada and China diplomatic relations, which began, I believe, in the year 1970.
Yes.
Trade has been $30 billion.
$30 billion, right?
Wow, that's big.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you compare which country, though,
Yeah.
It is true that I really agree with you that Canada was one of the earliest countries in the West that established diplomatic relations with China as early as 1970. And so far, the total volume of trade between our two countries amounts to $30 billion. And hopefully, according to the agreement signed between our two heads of state, hopefully our total volume trade will be doubled to $60 billion in another 5 years.
Now, you, as a woman who's a diplomat in a really interesting job.
It is.
You've traveled the world.
Yes.
You've seen a lot. You've met a lot of powerful, interesting, influential people. What does success mean to you? What does a successful life look like?
To me, I'm very happy with my work. I really enjoy my work so far, and I really appreciate the great job which I have been offered so far. I think that because of my job, as you mentioned, I have met lots of important, influential politicians, statesmen, business people, or elites from other walks of life, and who are really, let's say, inspiring to me, and has really made my life much more meaningful. And I think right now what I'm doing is to further promote the mutual understanding and friendship between the peoples of our two great countries. And I want to make China better known to our Canadians, as we know that not many Canadians, out of 33 million Canadians, I don't think many Canadians, let's say the percentage is pretty low, 3%, if not 5% of the Canadians do understand China.
Yeah.
So our task is very heavy, and our road is pretty long in order to make China better known to our Canadians. So we are trying to use every opportunity, every chance we have to explain to our people what is Chinese culture, what is Chinese history, and what our Chinese consulate does to help people here.
And the Chinese culture is so rich.
Oh yeah, we have more than 5,000 years of history. And Chinese culture is really, has well won its way to the world civilization. And we are really glad that we have forced what we say inventions, including the gunpowder, the campers, and etc., which has really made significant contributions to the world civilization. So our role here is also to further enrich Chinese culture, to update what we say, to adapt itself to the modern needs of the globalization world.
So you had the opportunity some years ago to be involved in the Olympics in Beijing. That was an exciting time for you.
Oh, that was too exciting, very exciting, so interesting, and that I will never ever forget in my lifetime. I was selected to work on what we say the Beijing Olympic Games committee, bidding for the Olympic Games in the year 2000. So at that time they had the organizing committee. I was invited to work for the External Relations Department. So my role was to assist our Chinese leaders of the Beijing Olympics bid committee to travel around the world to make our bid better known to the officials of the International Olympic Committee, and also to make our bid better known to the major sponsors of the world. So it's very interesting. So because of the job, I really had the chance to travel extensively and widely throughout the whole world.
You love to travel?
Oh yes, I do. Yeah, because traveling can really enrich your knowledge, can broaden your horizon, and through traveling, you can really make great friends. And through the friends, you know their culture, you know their civilization. So to better understand the people.
What do you like living the most about living in Toronto or in Canada?
I think that I really enjoy my stay here. I really love Toronto because it's a city full of culture. It's a multicultural city. And this is something which you cannot find elsewhere. I used to work in Paris, I used to work in New York, two of the big cities, exciting cities. Yet here, Toronto is so different because it's multiculturalism. For instance, when I walk along the street, I don't feel myself Chinese. You can find, all the Chinese stuff everywhere in Chinatown, and also even in north part of Toronto here. You can go to the Chinese supermarket, you can go to the Chinese bank, you can go to the Chinese insurance company. Everything is in Chinese. That's why I try to persuade my mom to join us. And even if she doesn't speak English, I'm sure that she will be able to survive here.
Well, we're really grateful to have you here representing China.
Thank you so much, Shannon, for offering me the opportunity.
Well, I've really enjoyed this time with you and getting to know you and getting to know about what you do and the importance of your role and the significance of your role, especially as a woman and a successful woman. So thank you for sharing your story and your insights, and for my viewers, I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Hope to see you soon.
Well, if you want to find out more information about Meifang Zhang, you can actually visit my website. Her episode page is right on my website at extraordinarywomentv.com. For more information about upcoming shows or to contact me, you can visit the website. Again, it's at extraordinarywomentv.com. Special thanks to Aaron, who's behind the scenes here helping today. Really appreciate it, Aaron. Thanks. Well, if you are interested in transforming your life, I hope these stories have inspired you. You've been watching Extraordinary Women TV. I'm Shannon Skinner. See you soon.